Today, we're diving into an ancient faith that came up with a truly brilliant solution to one of life's biggest questions. We're going to explore the architecture of a cosmic war, a divine strategy designed to guarantee from the very beginning the ultimate defeat of evil. I mean, it's the question, isn't it? You've probably thought about it. If there's a good, all-knowing creator out there, then where does all this suffering, chaos, and cruelty come from? It's a paradox that so many belief systems have tried to solve. But what if I told you evil wasn't a mistake or some kind of cosmic test? What if it was the enemy in an all-out war, and our entire physical reality was designed as the perfect battlefield to ensure its final absolute destruction? Well, that's the wild idea we're digging into today, straight from the ancient text of Zoroastrianism. Okay, so to get this blueprint, we have to go way back. Not just to the creation of the world, but to a moment before it, to a single fundamental choice that set the entire universe on its path. The ancient Zoroastrian hymns, the Gathas, tell us that at the dawn of time, two twin spirits just appeared. Now, this is super important. These weren't gods in the way we usually think of them. They were more like primal mentalities or fundamental impulses. You have Spenta the Holy Spirit, who is all about progress and creation. And then you have Angermanu, the destructive spirit, this totally independent, hostile force. And this is the choice that defined reality. When these two spirits met, each had to pick a side to define their very nature. Spenta, the Holy Spirit, chose Asha, a powerful concept that means truth, cosmic order, and life itself. And in direct opposition, Angermanu, the destructive spirit, chose Druj, the lie, chaos, and, well, not life.
And you can see how it all breaks down right here. The consequences are crystal clear. The choice for Asha, for truth and order, that leads directly to creation, to life, to growth. But the choice for Druj, the lie, that only leads to corruption, death, and chaos. And here's what's absolutely key. In this worldview, evil can't actually create anything new. It's a purely negative force. All it can do is spoil and corrupt and destroy what is already good.
So what's the big takeaway here? The epic battle between good and evil wasn't kicked off by some divine command. It was started by a choice. And that makes free will the foundational principle of the entire universe, a power that every single human being inherits from this very first cosmic decision. So, with the battle lines drawn, the supreme wise lord, Ahura Mazda, came up with this brilliant strategy. He was going to create a brand new arena for this fight, one with a ticking clock. Okay, get ready, because this is a really radical idea. Our physical world, our reality, wasn't created as some perfect paradise that later got corrupted. Nope. According to texts like the Bundahishnen, it was a deliberate move from the spiritual world to the material one. It was designed from the get-go as a strategic engagement, basically a trap to lure the destructive spirit into a limited space where he could be cornered and ultimately defeated. And this just lays out the game plan perfectly. The entire history of the universe is mapped out over 9,000 years, split into 3 phases. First 3,000 years, pure creation. The next 3,000, which is our current era, by the way, is called the mixture, where good and evil are locked in battle. And the final 3,000 years are prophesied as the separation, where evil gets systematically wiped out. And this creation wasn't just random. It was a deliberate, step-by-step construction of that divine fortress. Every element had a purpose. The sky was made first, like a hard stone shell to enclose the whole battlefield. Then came water to defeat thirst, the earth to defeat homelessness, plants to fight hunger, animals to help out, and finally, the 6th and most important creation, the real key to the whole strategy: us, humans. And this is where we come in. See, in this cosmic architecture, humanity isn't just a passive bystander or some helpless victim. We are the frontline soldiers. We are the deciding factor in this war. The story starts with Geomard, the first man, who is said to be as bright as the sun. Now, when the evil spirit, Ahriman, invades the world, he kills Geomard. But this isn't a defeat. From his body, all the metals of the earth are born. And from his purified seed, something incredible happens. Get this. A rhubarb plant grows. And that plant then transforms into the first human couple, Masha and Mashian. So just like those primordial spirits, this first couple immediately faced a choice. The evil spirit Ahriman comes to them and whispers the ultimate lie, that he was their true creator and that the good god Ahura Mazda was a total fraud. This is the moment temptation and lies enter the human story.
And yeah, tragically, they fell for it. They bought the lie, and that's how sin entered the world. But Ahura Mazda had already given humanity the weapons they needed to fight back. Not swords or shields, but something way more powerful. The threefold path of good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. Every single time you make an ethical choice, you're striking a blow against the forces of chaos. Now, this is one of the most powerful aspects of this whole belief system. Despite the struggle, despite all the suffering in our mixture phase, the outcome is never, ever in doubt. The architecture of the plan guarantees an eventual total victory for good. The endgame is called Frashakaradi, which literally translates to the making wonderful. This isn't an apocalypse in the sense of everything being destroyed. Think of it more like a final, glorious renovation, where the entire universe is purified and restored to the perfect state it was always meant to have. And the final stages are just, wow, so incredibly dramatic. Saviors will appear, all the dead will be resurrected, and all of humanity will walk through a river of molten metal, which is said to feel like warm milk to the good, but it purges every last bit of wickedness from the evil. After one final battle, Ahriman and his armies are driven out of reality for good. And what's left? Perfection. The world is made whole, it's made eternal. Humanity becomes immortal, living without any suffering. Time itself just stops, and everything is united in this state of endless, indestructible light. This is the ultimate payoff for Ahura Mazda's grand strategy. So you might be thinking, okay, cool ancient story, but why does it matter so much today? Well, because this incredible cosmic architecture didn't just stay in ancient Iran. It became a blueprint that would change the world. You see, many scholars argue that when the Jewish people were under Persian rule, they were exposed to these powerful Zoroastrian ideas, and those ideas became deeply woven into their own theology, and later on into Christianity and Islam. I mean, just take a look at this. The parallels are absolutely stunning. The destructive spirit, Ahriman, becomes a kind of blueprint for Satan. The divine beings called the Amisha Spentas look an awful lot like archangels. And that whole concept of Frashakaradi, a final battle, resurrection, last judgment, that's a cornerstone of Abrahamic beliefs about the end times. This ancient faith literally provided the theological DNA for many modern religions. And this brings us full circle, right back to that elegant solution to the problem of evil. Zoroastrianism says God is perfectly good, but he's not yet all-powerful. His omnipotence is the goal, the guaranteed prize at the end of this cosmic war, which he will win by defeating a totally independent, uncreated force of evil. Evil doesn't come from God. It's the fundamental enemy of God. And this brings it all back to the core of the system, free will. If this ancient architecture of truth and deceit has a lesson for us, it's that our small, everyday choices, our thoughts, our words, our actions, they're not insignificant at all. They're the ammunition in a war that's as old as time itself. It leaves us with a final, pretty powerful thought. Which side are your actions armed?